What's up, traders? In today's video, I will show you one of the most profitable trading strategies ever. It is not as simple as our old strategies, but don't worry, I will explain everything one by one, and we will check many examples. As usual, you don't have to write down anything, because I will share a cheat sheet at the end of the video. You just have to focus on mastering the strategy, because I think that it is the most profitable strategy I have ever shared on YouTube. But before we begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more trading and investing videos. Before we begin the step-by-step tutorial, I want to give you a quick briefing about the strategy. It is a modified version of the classical MACD divergence strategy. We are going to modify the divergence strategy with special EMAs, which are called the multi-timeframe EMAs. Don't worry if it all sounded so weird, I will explain everything one by one in a second. And you will understand everything after seeing the examples. First, I will show you how to set up our chart. As usual, I will open tradingview.com. I will look at the Euro to US dollar chart, but you can use any pair you want. We will change the time frame to 5 minutes. And we need to add some indicators. So, we will click the indicators icon here and add the MACD indicator first. Then we will add two MTF EMAs. You can search MTF EMA in the search bar, and select the one on the top. MTF EMAs are multi-timeframe EMAs, which will help us look at the trend from a multi-timeframe perspective. Right now, two EMAs look like a straight line. So we have to adjust their settings. The first one will be hourly, 50-period EMA. The second one will be 15 minutes, 50-period EMA, and I will change its color to white, so it will be easier to see. It looks better now. So, right now, we have the 50-period hourly EMA, which will indicate the long-term trend, and the 15 minutes EMA will indicate the short-term trend. And we use a 5 minutes chart to check the price action. So we get a multi-timeframe perspective of the market. We are not going to make any changes with the MACD indicator, we are going to use it with its regular settings, which you can see here. Now I am going to share every change we have made on our chart. You can pause the video and take a screenshot to use while trading. So, we are ready for the strategy now. Let's start. If the 50-period, 15 minutes EMA is above the hourly one, we will only look to go long. And we will only look to go short, if the 15 minutes EMA is below the hourly EMA. So it is our first rule to check. We can only buy if the 15 minutes EMA is above the hourly EMA, and we can only sell if the 15 minutes moving average is below the hourly one. Let's continue with our second rule. This time we should check the MACD indicator. In a long setup, both the MACD and the signal lines must be below the zero line of the histogram. Same way, both of the lines should be above the zero line in a short setup. So the second thing you must do, is to check the MACD and signal lines before opening a position. Next, we have the most important thing to check, our entry signal. Like I told you, this strategy is a modified version of the MACD divergence strategy. So, the next thing to search for is either a bullish or bearish MACD divergence. For a long setup, we want to see a bullish divergence, which means that, we want to see a lower low on the price action, but a higher low on the MACD. MACD divergence is a reversal sign. So in this strategy, we will open a position when we see a MACD divergence. Let me show you an example. In this example, you can see that the 15-minute EMA is above the hourly one. So we will only look to go long. Now we must check our second rule. As you see, both of the lines are below the zero line. Now we will look for a bullish MACD divergence. You can see that the price makes a lower low here, but the MACD doesn't follow, and it makes a higher low. The important thing to watch here is, none of the lines in the MACD indicator can touch the zero line. We will skip opening a position, if one of the lines touches the zero line. Be sure you check that before opening a position. Another rule to follow is, MACD histogram must change colors at least one time. As you see, it turns red for a couple of candles in this example. As you see, this example satisfies all of our rules. So we will go long at the close of the candle that the crossover occurs. So after checking all of the rules I have mentioned, you are free to open a position. But opening a position is not enough by itself. If you have watched my old videos, you know that I always tell you to never trade without a stop loss. So, the next thing we will do, is to put a decent stop loss. You can put the stop loss at 1.5 to 2 pips below the lowest point of the low. Personally, I prefer 2 pips, since I prefer giving my trades enough space to move. Because, sometimes the price tests another low before moving in your favor. So, I recommend you sticking with 2 pips. For this example, 6.6 plus 2 pips is 8.6, and that is where I will put the stop loss. And for the take profit target, we will aim for 2 times higher than the stop loss point. So if we risked 8.6 pips, we will put our take profit target at 17.2 pips above the entry. The risk-reward ratio will be 2. As you see, this trade was a winner. I will not go too deep on the MACD divergence, since I want to keep this video short. But if you want to learn more about the MACD divergence, you can comment it down, and I will make a tutorial just about it. Now, I will show you a short setup example, to help you understand the strategy better. Let's check our rules before diving into the example. As you know, we want to see the hourly EMA above the 15-minute one. And MACD must be above the 0 line. So let's check our example. As you see, this example satisfies our first 2 rules. So we will search for a bearish MACD divergence to open a position. In a bearish MACD divergence, the price makes a higher high, but the MACD makes a lower high. Also, the MACD histogram changes colors more than one time. So, this setup satisfies all of our rules. After checking every rule, we are good to open a short position. We should wait for a MACD crossover to occur, before opening a position. We will open a position at the opening of the next candle, that the MACD crossover occurred, which is this candle. Similar to the long setup, we will put the stop loss at 2 pips above the highest point that the price has touched. So, 9.7 pips plus 2, we will put the stop loss at 11.7 pips above the entry. And just like the long setup, we will aim for a risk-reward ratio of 2. So, we will put the take profit target at 23.4 pips below the entry. This trade was a winner too, and we made a 23 pips profit. Before finishing this video, I want to show you one more example just to be sure that you understand everything. Then, I will share the cheat sheet with you as promised. I believe that you will be able to tell if it is a long setup, or a short one by yourself now. Since the 15-minute EMA is above the hourly one, it is a long setup. As you see, MACD is below the 0 line, so we are only looking to go long. You can see that the price makes a lower low, but the MACD makes a higher low, so we got the bullish MACD divergence. And the MACD histogram turns to red just like we want. None of the MACD lines touches the 0 point, so this setup satisfies all of our rules. That means, we will open a long position just after the MACD crossover occurs, which happens at this candle, so we will go long at the close of that candle, or at the opening of the next candle. It won't make any difference. Just like the other trades, I will put the stop loss at 2 pips below the low. And as usual, we will aim for a 2 risk-reward ratio. That means, we will be trying to make 2 times more than we risk. So, if we are risking $100, we are trying to make 200. As you see, it was also a successful trade. Now, as promised, I will share the cheat sheet with you. You can see all of our rules on the screen. Be sure that you write them down or take a screenshot. As you see, our rules are really strict. It is both a good and a bad thing. On the bright side, this strategy has an extraordinary win rate, which really shocked me, because it works like magic. However, you will not get many signals, since the rules are too strict. So, let me show you how to use our cheat sheet on the last example. For long setups, our first rule is, 15-minute EMA must be above the hourly one. So, it satisfies our first rule. The second rule is, MACD must be below the 0 line, and as you see, it is. So, we will look for a bullish MACD divergence now. And you can see the lower low on the price but higher low on MACD. So it is a bullish divergence. Then we need to check if the MACD histogram changes colors, and we need to be sure that none of the lines in the MACD indicator touches the 0 line. As you know, this example satisfies these 2 rules as well, so we opened a position at the candle that the MACD crossover occurred. And the last thing to do is to be sure that we set the take profit and stop loss targets. Our stop loss is 2 pips below the lowest point of the low. And our take profit target is 2 times higher than what we risk. So basically, that is how you are going to use the cheat sheet. Please take a screenshot if you haven't already. And you can use it while backtesting. Please remember to backtest every strategy you find online. And, you will be way more confident with your strategy, if you test it yourself and find the win rate of it. I haven't uploaded the backtesting video of this strategy, because I wanted to encourage you to backtest for yourself. But let me tell you that, this strategy has one of the highest win rates I have ever seen while testing. I hope that you understood everything about the strategy. But if you have any questions, please shoot them up in the comments. I try to answer every question that I see. And sorry that I couldn't upload more videos recently. I was super busy changing my job and moving to another city. Actually, I am still busy, but your comments really motivated me to upload a new video. And, I will try to upload more videos soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.